Good look at the weather across southeast Texas. Not the quick 2-3 minutes we have generally during a newscast, but we'll go over everything for today. We'll talk about the tropics, what's going on in the Gulf. We'll also look at chances for rain over the next few days. Looks like it's going to be fairly wet for looks like Friday and then again on Saturday. And we'll talk about the heat as well. When we're not seeing the rain, temperatures are going to be soaring up into the middle 90s, and those heat indices are going to be up there around 105 to maybe 108, 110 at times as we go into some of the next 7 days. So either we're getting rain or we're getting heat. That's kind of what we see here around the summer here in southeast Texas, and that's definitely what we're going to be dealing with over the next 7 days. So let's go through the weather and see what's going on out there. First of all, if you're just taking a quick check of what you're expecting the rest of the afternoon, look for highs into the middle 90s today. Once again, the heat index probably getting close to about 106, 108 for later on this afternoon. It's one of those days where you need to stay hydrated, need to take some breaks. Don't try to be a hero out there in the heat. Doing that gardening work or something like that. Make sure you get inside from time to time. Take a little break, get into the AC, maybe a glass of some iced tea, some water, and then go back at it for a little bit and then do the same thing once again. By 6 o'clock, we'll see maybe a couple of showers working from the east. That tropical moisture from the Gulf is headed our direction, and it could bring in a few showers early as around, say, 5 or 6 o'clock this evening. Temperature's going to be in the lower 90s then, and we'll continue to see maybe a small chance of rain through this evening and through the overnight as temperatures drop back into the 80s by 10 o'clock, and then we're expecting to see some 70s as we head towards tomorrow morning. So if you're out and you need to run some errands or something like that, you'll deal with the heat, but I don't think you have to deal with too much in the way of any rain through probably the middle part of the afternoon. Quick look at the allergy report. Nothing to talk about tree pollen. We just don't see that this time of year. Weed, though, it's medium. Grass is 4 on low, and also mold is low right now for today. Let's take a look at a couple of our Roofing 911 live sky cams, and this one up in Jasper, brought to you by Provalis. You can see clouds starting to increase up there in the Jasper area as we look down on the roadways there in Jasper. Quiet conditions right now, just partly cloudy skies. This camera brought to you by Provalis, and seeing a few clouds and a few cars. As we drop down here to Beaumont, this is a camera from our 12 News studio, and we're looking out towards the east. So you can see to the left of your screen there, that's downtown Beaumont. And just partly cloudy skies right now, some high-level clouds, a couple of cumulus clouds starting to build, but nothing too heavy out there right now. A lot of blue mixed in with a few of those clouds. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. And been dry all morning, expecting to see dry like through the majority of the afternoon. Then, like I said, maybe a few showers for later on today as some of that moisture finally reaches us. But right now, still in that transition period between the sunny and hot, dry weather we had the last couple of days into some of this wetter weather that we're going to be seeing as we head towards Friday and Saturday. And we'll also look over towards Lake Charles. Same type of deal. We got some blue there with some high-level clouds skirting in. You can see a few cumulus clouds on the lower level there starting to develop. And we're looking at the port of Lake Charles over there. Just on the other side of the lake is downtown Lake Charles. But Lake Charles looks like it's fairly dry out there again for today. There has been some rain working into parts of southern Louisiana for this morning, but nothing over towards southwest Louisiana as of yet. We'll see that a little bit later on this afternoon into this evening, and some of those showers over there could translate over into southeast Texas here. And then one last stop over at the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange. Once again, same type of deal, some high-level clouds, a little blue thrown in there. Our Roofing 911 live Skycam network from Orange showing 92 degrees at the Horseman's Western Store. Humidity at 63%, and a little bit of a northwesterly wind between, say, 5 and 10 miles per hour out there for this morning. Temperature-wise, we've gotten to 90 now in a few spots. You can see Jasper at 90, Woodville's at 91, Kirbyville currently at about 91. Not quite there in Orange, right at 89 over towards Lake Charles. They've reached 90. 88 Port Arthur, 87 in Beaumont, and then 88 in Silsbee, also showing 91 towards the Houston area. These numbers will all top out in the middle 90s for today. Add in the humidity, as I mentioned, we'll see that heat index over 105. Maybe some spots closer to 108, 110 for later on this afternoon. No heat advisories. The Weather Service hasn't put anything out like that for today, I think thanks to the increase in cloud cover. But we'll be getting close to that criteria, so just be careful out there, as I mentioned, and stay hydrated. As we look at satellite and radar, satellites showing not much going on across the state. all of Texas pretty clear, with the exception of a few clouds coming into East Texas here and a few clouds out towards West Texas. Places El Paso, Lubbock, Amarillo, seeing a couple of clouds, but nothing as far as any active weather. And then here you can see this is that little disturbance, that little tropical wave we've been watching the last few days for maybe some development. At this point, it looks like we're not going to see anything from this. It's just way too close to the coastline, not in a good spot for development. If this was to develop, it would need a few days, and it had to be out closer to some open water, not right near the shore like it is. So I doubt if we'll see anything. We also have some wind shear that's going to be affecting this. It is kicking up rain, though. You can see the scattered showers from Florida Panhandle through Mobile. A couple of showers have been working their way up in towards Biloxi, and we've been seeing a few showers through southern Louisiana, maybe even getting a few showers towards New Orleans. So this is all slowly working its way towards us. So we are expecting some heavier rains to come in here as we head towards, it looks like, tomorrow, and then sticking around for Saturday. Then finally this little tropical wave or area low pressure moves out of here, and we'll see our rain chances drop as we go towards Sunday. As you look around the rest of the country, a little bit of activity through Kansas. Looks like Nebraska, Iowa, northern Missouri, some thunderstorms there for this morning. As we look out west, not much going on. Maybe a couple of showers through New Mexico, but west coast looking dry. Intermountain West also looking pretty dry out there for this morning. East coast, really not much going on along the east coast, fairly quiet there. A couple of showers into parts of eastern Florida. That's about it. And not much else going on. Looks like it's pretty quiet. Maybe a couple of showers starting to develop through the Carolinas, or at least South Carolina and over into Georgia for this morning. So not too bad going across the rest of the country if you're going to be traveling here maybe later on this afternoon or this evening. Tropical formation chances look very low. We're talking about 10% as we go through the next 7 days. Like I said, it's really just not in a good position to see much in the way of any development. Like I said, we don't have, the winds aren't favorable for development here, so I doubt they raise this up much more than 10%. And as it moves off towards the west, I mean, it's very close to the coastline of Louisiana, and then eventually working its way over towards maybe central coast of Texas as we head towards late Saturday into Sunday. So definitely is developing some showers, but nothing to talk about really here as far as winds. Just definitely a rainmaker as we go through the next 2 or 3 days across the Gulf Coast. All right, let's take a look at our futurecast for today. This afternoon, we reach up into the middle 90s. You had the humidity in there over 100 as far as the heat index, 95, 96, maybe even 97 possible in some of the lakes area. We'll drop back down into the lower 90s as we head towards 7 o'clock. And then here comes a few showers developing out over Louisiana. They're going to be working their way off towards the west. We could see a few of those kind of creep in here as we head towards the evening hours. So we'll watch for those. Could also be a few thunderstorms, and in this type of environment, could see a few thunderstorms a little bit on the strong side if they're very isolated with some packing some maybe a little bit of wind, and as well as maybe a lot of lightning for some of these isolated storms. So we'll have to wait and see as we get into this evening how they develop, but you can see some of those trying to work their way through southeast Texas here, not only through the evening hours, but as we head in towards, looks like later on through the overnight as well, especially down towards the coast. Maybe not so much towards the lakes, but definitely around the I-10 corridor. As we get into your Friday, you notice not too much going on through the most of the morning, but as we get into the afternoon, the heat of the day, look how things really just start to blossom up across the area. Good coverage of rain, maybe a few thunderstorms, but could be heavy rain at times. We could pick up quickly an inch of rain in some spots tomorrow, half an inch of rain, and then we'll do it again as we head towards Saturday as showers and thunderstorms once again develop. So expect to see some rainy conditions. Now, as we showed you, it's not going to rain all day, but there will be some periods where it could be fairly heavy rain, and that looks like mainly afternoon into the evening. The morning you might be able to get away with maybe a few outdoor activities, but definitely during the afternoon into the evening, it's going to be pretty wet. Our coastal marine forecast for today, a west wind at 5 to 10 knots. There's no advisories out there. Sea's only about a foot, and we're looking at mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays for today. High tide, we'll see one coming up here at 1:36 for this afternoon. That'll be the last one for the day. Our sunset tonight's at 8:14. Generally, winds have been out of the west-northwest along the coast, gusting to about 13, and our water temperature there into the Gulf has generally been into the middle of the upper 80s, been kind of holding there the last several days. All right, our forecast, increasing clouds through the afternoon. There's those numbers I was talking about from 95 to maybe 97 as far as afternoon highs. We'll see about a 20% coverage of a few showers here and there developing as we go towards the evening hours. And then for tonight, we'll go 30% overnight. Maybe a couple of showers here and there, but mostly towards the coast, not so much towards the lakes. I probably shouldn't even put it as high as 30% towards the lakes, but there could be a few showers here and there, and we'll be holding into the upper 70s here around the Triangle tomorrow morning and back down into the middle 70s up towards the lakes area to start off on your Friday. Winds will be light tonight out of the southeast between about 2 and 7 miles per hour. All right, our 7-day forecast shows those rain coverages very high on Friday and then again on Saturday. We're looking at 70% Friday, 60% on Saturday. Not going to rain all day, but when it does rain, it gets pretty wet, with pretty heavy downpours coming out across the area. Could see a few thunderstorms with some lightning, so watch for that as we go through the next couple of days. At least it will cool us down a little bit. A little bit of a silver lining as far as seeing afternoon highs only in the upper 80s. I know you can't enjoy that if it's raining outside, but at least we don't have to deal with the heat a little bit. Gives your air conditioner maybe a little bit of a break, a little bit. And then as we head towards Sunday, we're looking at about a 30% coverage of some few showers, mainly during the afternoon. So heavier rains come Friday, Saturday, more widespread. By Sunday, things should start to calm down just a little bit. Between Friday and Sunday, maybe 1 or 2 inches of rain, maybe a few isolated spots over that, around 3. If you get right in the right spot and it rains pretty hard for a couple of days there, then it should move out of here. Now we're going to go with Monday and Tuesday to be dry weather. You can see we're going to be back up into the middle 90s, 94 on Monday, 96 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we'll go about 95. So we're looking at numbers there around 20% as far as the rain chances are concerned, but definitely hot and humid. That's another situation where we're going to get our heat index up there right around the lower to middle 100s, 100 to about 105, 106 as we head towards Wednesday. Forgot to mention it, but we do have a phone that you can text. The number is 409-749-9302. If you have any questions concerning the weather, maybe Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you can always text us there. Patrick checks the phone in the evenings. I'll do it in the mornings. If you have any questions, we'll be sure to answer it on that phone. Can't call us. We don't take calls on the phone, but we definitely take text messages. And so if you want to get to us and get a question in and want to know, maybe you've got a pool party you want to get in on Saturday at 4 o'clock, chances are probably not a good idea. But if you want to text us about that, you can, or anything that you have going on, maybe a birthday party on Sunday during the afternoon, there's a pretty decent chance you might be able to get that in. There might just be a few showers here and there. And then, of course, like I said, next week looks fairly dry but hot. So wish I could give you a little bit better forecast, but it just looks like it's going to be pretty wet out there Friday and Saturday. Sunday we'll be able to salvage a little bit, I think, of some outdoor activities, but Friday and Saturday you might be able to pick your spots. Don't forget to download 12newsnow.com, the app, and you can look at radar there. You can also get watches and warnings. Not expecting anything as far as severe weather Friday, Saturday, just a lot of rain. But you can still look at the radar. So when we're not on air or streaming, you can either go to 12newsnow.com or you can go to the app and you can check out the radar there. All right, we're going to wrap up this stream. We do it every day between 11:30 and 11:45, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, Kerry Cooper will be here, and he'll be doing this stream. So check us out again tomorrow morning, right around 11:30 to 11:45, and we'll give you an updated forecast, let you know what's going on. And every evening, Patrick does the stream at 6:30 to 6:45. So a couple of times a day, you can check out the weather here at Channel 12. All right, have a great afternoon, everyone.